Yes. Yeah, no worries. No worries. Let's gonna set it up. So that's
Right. I'm just playing the intro music.
yeah.
Hello, everybody. Charles.
Hey, Charles, how you doing, man?
Hey, Joe.
Good, Gavin. Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you too. That's just the intro music, so I'm gonna kick it off. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Gavin Reshaw Presents, a special Christmas episode of Gavin Reshaw Presents. As you can see, I'm all decked out. My home all decked. Everything is getting together. Whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope you're blessed and doing safe. I wanted to do this video with these two brothers from Canada, actually. They have a YouTube video that they made that involved a Christmas Eve night that you might have seen on Billschannel. He does the episode Real or Fake. And they also have it on their website, Axiom Productions. You'll meet these brothers, Charlie and Gerry Matthews. And we're going to give them a round of applause. And thank you for joining us. Let me just see if I can. There we go. That's it. How you brothers doing today?
Pretty good, pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Hey.
I'm doing good, man. Doing good.
How's
Welcome
it
to the
going?
channel.
Good.
Charles, do I see a piano in the back? Are you involved in music?
Yes, I'm a musician. Yes, I am. Yes, I'm involved in music very much so. I minored in music I studied at Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia. I minored in music there, but I've been doing music all my life. I studied steel guitar at the Conservatory of Music when I was a child, and then went on to other instruments since, and I've been involved in it.
Okay, cool. And Gerry is in, who's the brother at the top. He is involved in movie productions. He also, tell everybody about some of your work, Gerry.
Oh, well, yeah, we do video production, mainly real estate and corporate stuff, as well as we have a company called Mobile IC Canada, which we put IC units, mobile IC units, that's a drink, carbonated frozen beverage, in different festivals and events throughout Canada, Ontario, Quebec, and just for festivals and events. So you can imagine COVID shut us down this year, but we're up and ready to go for next.
Yeah. Now, Charles, it's interesting you mentioned music because I was trying to go into, I actually want to save this later, but I think this is a good way to segue because Gerry, I think, just uploaded this video of the Dancing Matthews Brothers Street Rollers. I got to play this since it's Throwback Thursday. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that would be me starting out. That's good.
This is definitely 80s, right?
Oh, good time.
Yeah. Like the Jerry Curls, guys.
Yeah, Michael Jackson all the way.
That's got to be Charles, huh?
Yeah, Charles. That was me before Charles. That's my other brother.
Okay. Was it just two of you or three? You got another brother?
There's three brothers all together.
Okay. Let us know where you're at, Gerry.
That's me right there, in front. On the left now, on my left. Green, stage right. That's our other brother, Randy. Hits the worm. Girl. That's me right there. I ate him.
Woo. And y'all should have been on Soul Train.
Yeah.
A Silent Gold, one or two.
Yeah, we did a few. We did a bunch of touring in the States. We'll tell you more about.
Oh wait, hold on. I gotta turn it down so I can hear you. All right, that's what's up.
We did quite a bit of work in Atlanta, Georgia too. We did a lot of number of commercials. We did it all over Canada, all over the states. But yeah, that was a blast.
Yeah, we did for like anything. And the political parties invited us to do stuff at their, Yeah.
So y'all said y'all toured in as far as Atlanta in the United States, and did you ever try to get on Soul Train? I'm just curious. Did y'all audition for Don Cornelius? Or
No. Didn't go quite so far. No.
We worked quite a bit, but we never actually auditioned for Soul Train. But that would be wonderful.
Yeah, that would have been wonderful, yeah, man. But all of that was fun. That looks like y'all had fun times. Now, was your father recording you?
No. This was who was recording? Oh, Much Music. Much Music is like is like MTV, but it was in the States. They were recording. It was Canada's Much Music. They were recording that.
Yeah, and we had actually a breakdancing troupe, and we also taught classes. We taught classes in various schools for summer school. We taught the YMCA.
Yeah. Those were good times. Good times.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all right. Yeah, that's wonderful, man. That's cool. That was fun seeing that because I'm an '80s baby, but I'm a '90s kid. So when I look at those throwbacks and see y'all. So
I'm a '70s baby, '80s kid.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can tell. We know that by the moves and the hair. Yeah, man. Oh man, but that was a throwback. So guys, well, first off, tell everybody where you're from, because I told them you were from Canada, but you all live respectively in different cities, right?
Yeah.
Gerry, you're in.
Me first. I'm in Guelph, Ontario. Born and raised. We're born and raised in Guelph, Ontario. I stayed here in Guelph. So, but we've been all over. We lived in Savannah. I lived in Los Angeles for a little bit, but always came back. So I'm back here.
Yeah. All right. Currently, I live in Brampton, Ontario, which is a suburb of Toronto, Ontario.
Yeah.
So I'm in Toronto, GTA.
Right now they're on lockdown.
Oh yeah.
I'm a U.S. military veteran, I guess you could say. Because I was ex-military in the States. I was stationed in Texas.
Yeah, well, thank you for your service. That's what's up, man. I have a family that served in the Air Force and Navy and Army, so that's good to know, man. And so you made your way. Many years did you do?
Oh, just a short stint, a couple of years, and I hasten to say, I was a military combat medic, but I hasten to say that a lot of people have done a lot more greater service than me. I'm thankful to them, I should say. So
sure, the ones that put their life on the line and so forth actually stood in the battlefront, but you still serve. So
I certainly was there. The thing is, though. I have to give shout out to all those people that gave their lives up and made a career out of the military.
Right.
Yeah.
I keep hearing a static sound. Gerry, that's not one of your Slurpee machines, huh?
That probably is that's the clicking of the what is it called? The volume on the TV. I can shut it down. Hold on. Let me shut that down.
That was
no. It's not Slurpee, it's icy. Slurpee is a bad word.
Okay.
Icy is a Slurpee on steroids.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's true too. Ices are very popular, especially in the
Oh
heat
yeah.
during the south during the summertime. So yeah, I've seen a lot of them. Yeah,
Oh,
brother,
yeah.
we got a couple of people are saying hello. Northern Bell says hello,
How
and
you
G.
doing?
William Scott, Bishop Scott says good afternoon, brother Gavin. Good afternoon to you guys.
How
I
you
gotta
doing?
ask all of my viewers. I need you to please donate to the channel if you could. You see the ticker at the bottom, Gavin Reshaw Esquire, and Google Pay at gavin.grich1@gmail.com. So anyway, guys, I told you this was going to be a special. Yesterday, I was going to do a special Christmas episode, and I was going to have these brothers come on. As I was talking with Gerry earlier, and Charles, you came in on the end, is that you guys had a video that you did that was shot in 1996. Your father, God rest his soul, his name Godfrey Charles, is that it? His name?
My father's name is Godfrey Randolph Matthews.
I'm sorry. I'm Godfrey Matthews. Excuse me. I was thinking of your name. I was looking at it at the end. Yeah. Godfrey Matthews. Right. Mr. Matthews was sick of, I don't know exactly if you guys want to tell what he was diagnosed with, but he was, obviously this was a video shot on Christmas Eve, and he was laying in he was bedridden. And these two brothers happened to be recording on Christmas Eve night when they received a visitor that very evening. So I'm going to play the video so everybody could see first and foremost who the visitor was, and you guys can comment afterwards.
You dad? Okay. You daddy. It's December 20th, 1937 a.m. Dad. Check my camera. 2:37 in the morning. What's that noise, Jerry? I don't know. It's coming from the roof. Jerry, it's coming from the... It's gotta be Santa. It's gotta be damn Santa's here. Santa's here. Go quick. I'm gonna go outside check. You just open the thing. I'm gonna look on the way out. Santa Claus, man. I can't see that wall. I can't go outside. I got my socks. Jeez. What? I think I'm gonna go out. Santa's up there. I'm gone. Santa Claus, Jerry. He's on the roof. He's on the roof right now. I don't know how he's gonna get. Try to go to that door. See how he's gonna get in. Okay. I'm going. Go this way. Santa's down here. Santa might be coming through here. Oh, this is gonna be good. I'm gonna catch Santa. Go back door. Back door. Santa's. Oh, wait.
Merry Christmas, Godfrey.
Santa! Santa! I thought. Oh, man! Holy mackerel! Look at all the toys! The gifts! Dad, did you see Santa? He was just here. I heard him. I think I recorded him for sure. I gotta go watch the tape. Look at the gifts. Oh man, wait till the end. Wait till you see this tape. Holy mackerel. Don't believe it. Charles!
He's just flying off.
He was in the house. I got him on tape. Come here.
For 10 seconds, and I saw him.
He was just in the house and he disappeared, and I got him on tape. Come here. Quick. Look. Come here. Look. Oh man, look at that. Look at that.
He did all this in
Bike and
10
everything. Look.
all this in like 10 seconds.
And he said, ho, 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 or something like that. He said, Merry Christmas to Dad.
Oh, Dad, you saw Santa Claus.
And then when I ran into the room, he was gone.
Oh my God, Dad, you saw Santa Claus. He was right here. Oh my God, I was outside looking.
Look,
He was on the roof.
I saw him on the roof.
And then suddenly he disappeared. The reindeer was still there, right?
And I went looking downstairs, and when I turned around, he was walking right in this room. And I think I got him on tape. I got check the tape, but I'm pretty sure I
And I
did.
saw him flying off.
I'm pretty sure I did.
Okay. And that video, of course, was featured on Real or Fake on Bill's channel. It received it's well over 2 million views as of now. You could check that out. And that was on their own YouTube channel, Axiom Productions. You also subscribe to that channel because, of course, Gerry, he has production on real estate and homes as well. So it was great to see. And his breakdancing video. But okay, I gotta ask you guys, especially you, Gerry, because you were shooting the footage. This is like the Blair Witch Project, but Christmassy. What you're telling you seriously with everyone? There's no special effects to this.
No, nothing. That's 96. Nothing.
Okay.
That's straight video, right from the camera.
Great video from the camera, but in the camera, I noticed it didn't shut off.
It did not shut off. I kept the camera the whole time going, so I wouldn't miss anything, obviously.
Yeah.
Right. So, and if you notice, when I go in the room, he's gone. A lot of people have written, "Oh, he ducked under the bed." You can't duck under that bed. That's a hill rom. A hill rom has all kinds of equipment under the bed, which means motors.
Yeah, and I'll tell you.
And there's no way you can duck under the bed. It's impossible. Also, if you look at the window, there's no shadow. There's no reflection of it. If he was ducking, you would see the reflection.
Right.
It's real as it gets, man.
There's no
real
room
as it gets.
Yeah, there's no room. Being in, having a medical background, I'll tell you that there's no room under those beds. It's all mechanics. The bed can go up and down, and you can go into like a reverse position also.
Yeah. No trap door he could have gone under.
No.
Not big enough for him, for sure. But no trap door at all, actually.
No trap door, no.
Yeah. Well, I noticed too. Some people have said, well, the dog didn't bark.
Well, think about it. Dogs see Santa Claus every single Christmas.
Yeah.
No Santa. And Santa's magical anyway, so there's a reason why he wanted us to see him or get a glimpse of him. Maybe to give hope. I don't know.
I would think dogs would love Santa, right?
Yeah, you would think so.
Yeah, he could give them some treats, I guess, some doggy biscuits.
Well, you see Santa every year. That dog with Roxy, that was Roxy.
That was Roxy.
Our two dogs. We had Roxy and Foxy. They both died. One died at 21, one died at 20. That dog at 96, I think he was like 18 years old. That means 18 years. 18 times she would have seen Santa.
Yeah.
So she wouldn't bark at somebody she knows.
And I noticed.
Thank God Gerry had the camera on the whole time.
I'm sorry, Charles, I couldn't hear you.
Thank God Gerry had that camera on the whole time.
Oh yeah. Well, you never know, right? With cameras, whether they're recording or not.
You never know.
Remember, back in '96, this was videotape. Now, I remember videotape. It wasn't always 100%. It sometimes got jammed in the camera, so you never know whether it's going to tape or not, right?
There was an analog component back then that you just too much you can do.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true too. I mean, if you use special effects in the '90s, that would be very expensive to do. You'd have to be Spielberg. If you done Jurassic Park stuff, that was.
Hey, you can take that. You can take that tape. You can take that tape, that footage to the lead person in Hollywood or wherever that does special effects, and they will tell you there's no digital effects whatsoever. Period. Because there is none.
Did y'all
It's
ever
real
have?
as it gets, man.
Yeah. What did
What
you?
was that?
I remember you stated you were talking about the girls. Wait till Danielle and I couldn't.
Oh
think
yeah,
of it.
it's
Those were your
funny though
daughters?
because my daughter, my one daughter, my oldest daughter. I got 3 kids. That's my oldest daughter. That actual,
Here's the 2 grandkids
well,
now.
not that day, but during that time period, that Christmas, she was being told by her friend Santa didn't exist, and she was upset about that. So it's funny that happened because that was proof that he does exist. So that's why it was wait till she sees this.
Did she play it for her? Did she play it for her friends?
Oh yeah, it gets played every year. All the little kids watch it, they see it, and if any little kid says, "Oh, Santa doesn't exist," they watch that, they believe right after that because you can see it clear. It's right there. It's better, you know what I mean, when you're watching on the TV because you know what I mean from the tape, the original DVD, but you know.
Yeah.
It's real.
Had anybody? I'm just curious. Had anybody ever looked at the tape? Did you ever have it looked at? Since you mentioned Hollywood, any cameraman?
No, I haven't had it looked at, but they're welcome to it. They're welcome to it.
It's all about whether someone believes or not. It's all about faith, and it's all about the spirit of Christmas.
Yeah, like one kid said on there, you know what I mean? Santa only exists if you believe. So you got to believe. The thing with that tape is if you take that footage, you can. I'm in video production, so there's telltale signs that someone has edited a video, and you can tell that you're not going to be able to because it's real. It's straight. It's like me talking to you right now. There's nothing going on. It's a straight camera, no editing. It's real. Of course, you can take it later on, digitize, and do all kinds of stuff to it. But you can catch those things.
And you can tell by the tone of this discussion, if you know what I mean, given your professional background, Gavin. The tone of the discussion is that if any kid watches this video, they know for sure that it's real.
Exactly. That's all that matters.
And that's all.
Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus.
All that matters is for kids to believe and have faith. And you know, there's a lot of children out there that are struggling. Families are struggling, especially right now. And it's really very important for them to know that there's some sort of hope. There's hope. They're being thought of, and there's Santa out there in some way, shape, or form that looks after them and watches out for them.
Exactly.
Yes. Now, that's true too, especially nowadays. When things look very difficult, you know, people need something to believe in. It's always nice to have, you know, Christmas, and I'm sure Christmas is a very special time in your household and your family.
Big time. That man in that bed there, my father, he made Christmas, and it's just fitting that Santa would visit him. Every Christmas we had as kids, we wanted nothing. He made that Christmas special for the entire family, always, without missing a heartbeat.
You know, our parents, I don't know if you my parents were one of the earlier biracial couples. My father's black, my mother's white. You know, and it was a struggle with racism and everything else, and all through the years. And my parents, the one thing that we had was a stable, you know, happy household, and Christmas was a huge part of that. Huge part.
My father was a successful man, well educated, Harvard educated.
Yeah. Both my parents. My father was at all times.
Oh, I think we lost Charles.
All mature times he was.
Just frozen.
Yeah.
You froze. I didn't get that, Charles.
Yeah, my father, our father, at all mature times, was legally blind, and my mother is totally blind. And they raised us boys without a scratch on us, really. You know, and you know, Christmas is a very, very special time for us. It's very, you know, it basically just illustrated our stable household and just. You know, and there's people out there that don't have that, you know, but at least they have a hope for that, you know. Like, kids out there really need to be, at this time, encouraged to believe, to be happy.
Right. Yeah. Well, there's always a special time in this household, the Richard household. Both of my parents, who graduated from college, one of the first generation in their family, they made sure my brother and I had everything we wanted for Christmas, and even outside when it wasn't Christmas, they made it feel like it. So that's always a good thing when you have parents like that, and how precious it is. Now, your father, when that video was made, that was in '96, and your father, if my understanding, Mr. Matthews, he passed away in 2005.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was bedridden for 11 years. We took care of him for 11 years. And,
Well, Charles primarily took care of him. Charles actually sacrificed everything to take care of him. He stayed by my dad's bedside. My dad was in the hospital. He was there day and night. We helped out, but our lives were able to, I had kids. I was able to take care of my kids. My other brother had kids. He was able to, deal with his family. And Charles is the one who stayed back and took care of my dad.
Yeah, but I have to maintain that it was a group effort. It was a labor of love.
Oh yeah, it was always together, but gotta give credit for this.
And I'm the oldest, so I felt that was my responsibility. But Gerry, I have to say, he took care of a lot of things that there's no way I would be able to properly take care of my father if Gerry hadn't handled a lot of the financial issues and everything else, and some of the practical issues. For example, to get my father at home, we had to make arrangements to get that bed, to get the oxygen set up. I knew what had to be done, and I basically would discuss it with Gerry, and Gerry would make it a reality. And that's the reason. That's why I call it a group effort. I think it's very important to note.
See, my father gave me the opportunity to start my own business, to be successful, so that when he got sick, I was able to help financially. Right? That's what families are supposed to be about, right?
It's interesting. There's so many things my father taught me about rehabilitation. One thing he didn't mention is my father was actually a specialist in rehabilitation himself. He ran a physiotherapy practice, a very successful physiotherapy practice for years and years. And at times it's interesting because at times when we're taking care of him, I would think, what do I need to do here? And I think, I have to ask Dad. And I realize, oh my gosh, I can't ask him because he can't answer me. But at least I could draw on the knowledge and the background that he gave me, in addition to that, what I picked up in the military when I was, as a combat medic there. But this is wow.
Yeah, and Charles, you went out there with socks on in the snow, and you saw the Santa Claus on a roof.
I threw on my boots. I did throw on my boots.
Okay. Did you see what color was the sleigh?
It was kind of like a metallic green and red color, and it was really. I was shocked to see the type of. It was more of a streamlined thing. I thought it would be more like what you see the traditional thing, but more streamlined, kind of like a aerodynamic looking thing. It's really amazing. And the reindeer are really well behaved. You'd be surprised. They seem like they're just floating. They kind of floating above the roof. But you get the feeling that they're somehow landed, but they're kind of floating above the roof at the same time. It's really interesting.
Okay, kind of like Ernest Saves Christmas, where they have the hooves turned up when the magic is on.
Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. And your dad had a chimney?
Yeah, no, this is the thing. We don't have a chimney.
No chimney.
We don't have a chimney. So
we don't have a chimney.
Obviously, not everyone has a chimney. Kids that are live in apartments and that sort of thing, they wonder how Santa could get in there. But you have to remember, Santa is magical, and
chimney.
Well, I was told he had a key to everybody's house. So
that's right. There you go. That's right.
Probably does. Who knows?
Yeah. Well,
I know he appeared and they went. I don't even think he needs a key, but that's my opinion.
A bit about you, Gavin. Where'd you go to school? Where did you go to school? I went to Morehouse, And I went, yeah, in Atlanta.
Well, I went to, if you're talking about college, I went to Southern University in Baton Rouge.
Oh, very good. Okay. So
Right.
me.
HBCU. That's correct. Yeah, we love our HBCUs. And what did your father and mother do? I couldn't hear it too good. I know you said he graduated from Harvard.
Yeah, my father studied special education at Harvard, and he studied rehabilitation in England at the Isle of Wight. Now my father was a rehabilitation specialist and a physiotherapist. Yeah,
He actually came to Canada. He came to Canada, and he was awarded what we call up here. It's we have different healthcare system. It was called the OHIP license, which was something that any professional wanted because it allowed you now to treat patients, and the patient doesn't have to pay for physiotherapy. You see, in Canada, we do have healthcare taken care of to the most part, but physiotherapy, that's something that is not taken care of unless you're 65 years or older.
Right.
Chiropractors, stuff like that. My father was awarded that license, so the government paid for people to come to have physiotherapy paid for when they attended his clinic. Yeah.
They had certain criteria that they based that on, and he happened to fit the criteria and be the most qualified for that. So he had that. That caused a lot of legal problems in the past, but we took care of those. We went to court. We managed those. I represented him in the Supreme Court of Ontario.
You're a lawyer?
The Court of Appeal. No, I'm not a lawyer, but I was the first one that did that when I wasn't a lawyer. So, I represented him there. Most lawyers never see the inside of that courtroom, but our family dealt with that. As again, that was also a labor of love, and it was a group effort again. Now,
my families do, right? Families are both put together.
My mother, she stood by us the whole time, and it's unbelievable, being blind, how she handled all of that, completely blind.
She was also a dramatist as well. My mother was educated as well.
Yeah, my mother
was a dramatist.
My mother was a speech coach.
She is. Yeah.
She was the first blind person to go to university in Greece. So.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Man, that's interesting, man. Y'all have it seems like y'all have a very loving family, and now Christmas is around the corner, so maybe y'all catch the big guy again.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially for your granddaughters there, Gerry. Grandkids. Well, you have.
Yeah. I have 2 grandkids. I have 3 kids, 2 grandkids.
Okay, Charles, you have any
2 daughters?
I'm married, but don't have any kids yet. Not yet.
Okay. Well, it'll happen.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah. I had other things to take care of, but now I'm being pressured a lot. So I'm getting older, so I'm being pressured a lot. You need to have kids, luckily my wife's a little bit younger, so she can. So she's fine. She's good with that. But Jerry's kids are like my kids, man. Jerry's kids are like my kids. I love them just like they were my own kids. And I love my nieces and nephews, and I'm thankful to Gerry for making me a great uncle.
Yeah.
So I'm a great uncle now. I'm a grand uncle. So
grand uncle, yeah. My brother has. I don't have children, but my brother has 2 sons out of this world. That I love to death, and one of them is, but both of them are grown at 8 and 6 years old, respectively. Uncle Gavin, my oldest nephew asked me, said, "Uncle Gavin?" I was like, "Yes." I said, "Yes, Gavin." Mason said, "Can you tell me something?" I was like, "Yes, son." "How come you're not married?" No kids. You're still with Papa. I said, little bastard. I said, because my only response was that kids cost money.
Yeah, yeah, they do.
That's
And it's
true.
even worse when they get to grow up. They cost you more, but you gotta love them, right?
Gotta love them. Well, before I get you guys to go off, man, and you guys check out Axiom Productions on the YouTube channel. And that video, Santa Claus Caught on Tape, Santa Claus Exists, Santa Claus Visits Ill Man on Christmas Day that Gerry shot. I do want to ask you, because I'm going to have... Okay. So I don't know who that is. I was going to have brother come on, Jalil, we were going to debate our top 10 Christmas albums of all time, our R&B albums. I was going to get a response from you two gentlemen. What were your favorite Christmas albums growing up? If you had a top 5 R&B Christmas album, yeah, I put it to that category. If you had to say,
you have to remember, I'm a '70s kid, and '70s music is everything to me. So we grew up with Bing Crosby. We grew up with all the old.
I think our favorite of all time would be Nat King Cole.
Nat King Cole. Oh, geez. Yeah.
And also that.
Well, I was growing up with Nat King Cole, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nat King Cole. Harry Belafonte.
Oh gosh, yeah. Oh yeah. There's all the oldies. That's who I listen to for Christmas. The new stuff, this once in a while there's some good stuff, but I revert back to the old stuff. Even Jack Jones, ever heard Jack Jones?
No.
Right? Even that people you'll never hear of. Probably never heard of him, right?
Never.
But all the old stuff, man. That's what we listen to.
Yeah, those are traditional Christmas music, but the traditional ones that we really love, I'm telling you, and I mean, kind of like going to the more of the soulful artists. I think Nat King Cole is our all-time favorite, really.
Yeah.
We would wake up with that on Christmas morning, every Christmas my father would wake us up with that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Christmas song? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My dad used to take the Christmas music and play it upstairs. Remember, Charles?
Yeah.
Before we go to bed, he'd have the Christmas music playing upstairs. The stereo went all over the house, so he'd put it upstairs and make amazing. Amazing.
Yeah. Not to spoil my list for the next segment, but I'll tell everybody I enjoyed, of course, Nat King Cole, the Christmas song. Bishop even enjoys that. Brooke Benton's This Time of the Year, which is great. I do listen to Bing Crosby. Those are the things that always come on the radio that are played around this time. But I do want to point out just the interesting story about Nat King Cole and that song, the Christmas song. I don't know if you guys know that, but it was written by Robert Wells and Mel Torme in one of the hottest days of July of 1945.
Yeah.
Right. But what's interesting too is that
Mel Torme. There's another one, Mel Torme.
Yeah. What was interesting is that they wrote that song in less than 45 minutes. And the royalty checks have always been the same. Have always been great.
That? Hey, listen, I've got.
You know what's funny that you say that? Because Judy Garland, that's another one of my favorites for Christmas music. Judy Garland, I was just surfing and got the Judy Garland Christmas show with their daughter. What's her daughter's name again? Judy Garland's daughter?
Liza Minnelli.
Sorry, that would be
Liza Minnelli.
Liza Minnelli.
Liza Minnelli, yeah. When Liza was young, Mel Torme was on there. Jack Jones was on there too. You check it out. Mel Torme was on there because they were talking about writing that song.
Gavin, I think you were about to mention that they gifted that song to Nat King Cole, right?
Yeah, well, what happened was that, and why there's a historical significance with that, is that when Mel Torme and Robert Wells, they went to his home, Nat King Cole's home, and it wasn't unexpected when he would drop by, and they started playing it for him, and he asked them to play it again, and in the middle of it, Nat King Cole said, "Stop, that's my song." And the rest was history. And why It was, and why that there's a historical significance to that is because the song was one of the first holiday standards introduced by an African American, a black man, and
Yeah.
as a result of that, and I'm going to go over the list with Jalil, who's coming in. As a result of that, you saw countless other R&B and black stars that were able to make their own holiday album, something that wasn't thought of. And another interesting, I think is even more interesting, that most Christmas songs are written by Jewish songwriters. A lot of people don't know that.
That's right.
I didn't know that, but good to know.
Yeah.
Hey, they got the Christmas spirit too, right? So,
Yeah.
everybody should have the Christmas spirit.
I mean, the Jackson 5 were Jehovah's Witnesses, and they sang the Christmas album because Daddy, Papa Joe didn't care. He wanted them that money.
Yes.
That makes sense.
He was singing this. So, brothers, I appreciate you all from coming on this channel, and you guys check out the video. Santa Claus Caught on Tape. Do you want to give y'all contact info or anywhere where anyone can support you?
Well, I don't really have Axiom Productions. Go to the Axiom YouTube, subscribe. We're good.
Axiom Productions, yeah.
Yeah, Axiom Productions YouTube, and you'll find it there. And subscribe. My email's on there. Let's talk. Don't care. You got a question about the video? Shoot it. You don't like? You think that you can tell whether it's a fake? Hey, send it off to me, and I'll be able to knock it down because it's real.
Right. And G. William Scott, Bishop Scott says you mean Irvin Berlin? Yes, Irvin Berlin wrote "White Christmas" for Bing Crosby for the movie Holiday Inn, and that's actually the biggest selling song of all time, not just the biggest selling Christmas song. Y'all know I read books and stuff if I'm shouting off.
You're very informed. I have music at the Library of Congress. I'm a composer. I've written music. I have music at the Library of Congress. I would love to have that happen to me. I'll tell you.
Well, we need to talk because I'm a lyricist as well. I write.
Yeah, very good. Excellent. Yeah.
I write lyrics, and I'm not a great piano player. I know a little bit about it. So, but yeah.
My son's into music too. He's written some stuff.
We will collaborate.
My son Dimitri. He's an actor. He actually does. He did Young Simba. For the Lion King on it's like Broadway up here.
Star,
right?
He's the star of the Lion King. He played young Simba.
Yeah, he's done a few things. He's done a few things, and he has a website too.
Listen, follow Dimitri Music.
Dimitri Music. Dimitri METRI Music.
Yeah.
.com, I think it is. DimitriMusic.com. Yeah.
.music. DEMETRI.music.
No, it's not .music. It's Dimitri Music. It's Dimitri Music. There's no dot. DimitriMusic.com.
You want his Instagram. So it's DEMETRI.music, and that's on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm not into the Instagram stuff. So yeah. My daughter just showed this to me.
He's a really
there's my son right there.
He's a good-looking kid.
Yeah, he's open for
Denzel Washington. This kid,
Sean Kingston. So he's open for Nelly. He's open for Sean Kingston. He's open for who's that other guy? What's his name?
He's open for a lot of people. He's a good kid.
Akon, yeah. He's open for a bunch of people.
For Fetty.
He was actually, when that video was done, how old was he? 2, 3, 4, 5. He was 4 years old.
For what?
Dimitri.
When he did what?
When the video was done, Dimitri was how old? 4 years old. When the 1996, when Santa came, Dimitri was 4 at that time.
Get down the screen.
Okay, so this isn't the Dimitri I found. I see a music.dimitri on Instagram.
Dimitri.music.
Dimitri.music.
No, not Dimitri. Dimitri, METRI. Right?
No, it's Gerry. It's Dimitri, DEMETRI.
Oh, sorry.
On Instagram.
Look, I don't go on Instagram, so I don't know.
Can I make that bigger?
There it is, right there. Mitri.music. If you can see it. There you go. See at the top? Can't. It's too bright.
Kind of.
They turn on the thing on this one.
Yeah.
Turn it down.
Let me see if does he have 7,000 followers?
No,
No, he only has 570, so you got to get him more.
yeah, he's
Dimitri Music.
coming up.
Dimitri Music. DEMETRI.music. MUSIC.
DEM.
D is in Donald. EMETRI. Dot music.
Okay, I think I found it. Okay, yeah, hold on, this is it. Let me put it up here so everybody could see and follow this young brother.
Yeah. And he and I are both in. That's him. That's it.
That's him. Yeah, that's it.
And he and I are both into fitness and bodybuilding, as you could probably tell. And so we do a lot of that too.
Yeah, but I'm into eating. I'm into eating and taking it easy, as you can tell. There's music videos on there.
Yeah, we're into fitness.
Is there his website? Is that the music video on the website?
But
he's got YouTube music video. What's the YouTube? He's got some music on YouTube.
Yeah, follow my Instagram for sure though. That's
it's called House Party. House Party. HOUSE Party.
Yeah, but Instagram is the place that you really want to follow, and that's going to give the best exposure.
Yeah, whatever.
Instagram. That's the one.
He's got a bunch of stuff out there.
That's the one, yeah. And the thing is, you'll see
that's all you can support.
Eventually, you'll see him and I doing a lot of things in fitness and bodybuilding, that sort of thing. I've been doing it, as you know, from the military. As I said, I've been doing it for years and years. And I trained him. I started him up in that, and you can tell by his fitness levels, physique, and everything else. That's what he's been doing, and that he's been kind of working towards that all his life, being in the entertainment industry. So he's a firefighter too. That would.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He's also a qualified firefighter.
A bunch of stuff.
What's that?
Yeah, that ladies, he can swing an axe.
Oh yeah, he can. Yeah. I taught him how to do it, but I didn't teach him everything. But I taught him how to do it, so I have a few more moves.
Well, gentlemen, brothers, I really appreciate you all coming in, talk about your father, your family, and that famous Christmas video. Check out Bill's channel where the video, Gerry goes in depth talking to Bill about the video as well, and Axiom Productions where you can look at it in its entirety. And God bless you and your family, and have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and all that good stuff, and enough turkey for you, Gerry. So
yeah, Merry Christmas, man.
Thanks for having me.
I'll be cooking it and eating it.
Christmas. God bless you, Gavin. You're the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Charles. Man. Merry Christmas, man.
God bless. Merry Christmas.
All right, we're bringing on brother Jalil now. Jalil's going to talk about some R&B music. He and I have a top 10 list of our favorite Christmas albums. So if you guys want to
take care, man.
All right, thank y'all. Say hello, Jalil. Why don't you say hello to the?
How's it going?
Hi, I'm good. How are you guys?
All right. Bye from us. Take care. God bless.
Take care. God bless. Man.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. All right, Jalil. Thank you, man, for tuning in. And I'll be in touch with you, Charles, too, about the music stuff. I'll take.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah. Hey, man, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. And yourself?
I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing great. I'm doing good.
Thank you so much for having me on. Thank you.
Of course, because now you know how we know each other from Facebook, but I didn't know that your Twitter handle, you have, this is Jalil's Twitter handle, and I like him because not just because he follows me.
Yeah, that's because I like to keep it incognito. So
right.
Yeah, but
R&B Forever 1814. Y'all subscribe to his. I'm doing what Gerry just did. Let me put it actually on Twitter so you guys, I'm going to share it on Twitter so you guys can actually follow Jalil, and you'll see exactly where brother is coming from, where you can follow him at. It's R&B Forever 1814.
Right. 1814 is just like my little ending mark. Just because of Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation 1814. That's pretty much like one of my favorites since forever. So I use that pretty much for all of my social media handles for the most part.
Yeah, right. That's what's up. And of course, Jalil. Now, Jalil, where are you from?
I am from Chicago, Illinois, born and raised. Right now, I'm in Bolingbrook, Illinois. That's where my family and I live. So yeah, it's a Chicagoan from birth
Chicago,
to
Illinois.
yeah.
It's shy. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Not,
Exactly.
not Chicago. Chicago. Yeah, yeah. That's
Chicago,
right, player.
Chi-town.
Yeah, like Steve Harvey would say, that's where I shot my show at. Yeah,
Exactly.
Chi-town player. Nah. Yeah, man, but Chicago, they have a lot of heavy hitters that come out of there, man. Bernie Mac and Robin Harris.
Right.
I know they got. Do they still have the comedy club Jokes and Notes, or was that closed?
I'm not sure. I think it might be closed. I'm not 100% sure. I have to see if it is, but yeah, I definitely have to take a look at that. Yeah,
Wait,
right
I'm
there.
just seeing this on your Twitter feed. So wait a minute, Rahm Emanuel is being picked to be in Joe Biden's cabinet.
Is being talked about. Is definitely being talked about. I know there are people in Chicago that are shouting against it, so I hope it sticks. Cause yeah, Rahm Emanuel in that cabinet, no. And I'm not surprised.
How's it working out for all of you who voted for Biden? You said we're gonna hold him accountable once he gets in.
Well, well, at least it'll give everyone a chance. Just to say that we told you so. Like, as Brother Harvey says, we told you so. So, everything is gonna be out in the open. So whatever they do, right. We're gonna be watching them. So
and Rahm Emanuel, but I looked at Biden's cabinet. He also put in. I didn't want to make this show political, but
yeah,
he put in the guy who co-wrote in his cabinet that crimes bill, that 94 crimes bill with him. That's going to be his advisor. Now you're bringing in supposedly you're going to bring in Rahm Emanuel, the former mayor of Chicago, who, and I don't live in Chicago, but for all intents and purposes, he was horrible from what I've heard, covering up the Laquan McDonald shooting, along with the prosecutor and the police chief when they held that video for, I think, a year or two. So is this really the change that we're going to get? And Rahm Emanuel, let's not forget, he was in Obama's cabinet.
Right. And that's probably the big reason why they thought that he was an okay guy. But, and also closing down about 52 schools in the Chicago area to put that as a plus. Yeah. So it just, he's just not a good fit. So I just hope that Chicago gets loud and just hope that this man just doesn't get in. Now, if he does get in, I wouldn't be surprised, because look who we have now. But hopefully, more stuff is out in the open, and my opinion is that more folks, especially our people, may be able to wake up out of the sleep that we've been in politically, because they did vote for Biden, and they think that he's going to do something grand for us. So the next 4 years, nothing happens, then that's who y'all want to put in. So yeah, it's just hopefully that this can be the wake up call that we need.
Maybe so, but honestly, I don't think Biden is going to be in for 4 years. I think Kamala. I think the plan is to have Kamala Harris in. That's me.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I know so because already they are talking about kicking Nancy Pelosi out of the Speaker of the House position.
Oh,
You know,
really?
there was some Democrats that said they didn't like her. And if something happens to Biden, the order of succession under the Constitution goes, the is obviously after the president is the vice president, which would be Kamala Harris. Then it would be Nancy Pelosi because she's Speaker of the House.
Right.
They want Obama has even talked about, I think recently, having AOC become the new Speaker of the House. People have talked about it.
Oh, I didn't hear about that, especially with Nancy Pelosi, because I thought that she would leapfrog over both Kamala and Biden.
Well, I mean, she's going to be running it, but they talked about her having more AOC getting more power. And people that live in New York that I've spoken with have told me that they don't like even in New York, she's done a bad job. She's not a great. She's a celebrity. She's basically an internet celebrity that got in office. That's essentially what that is about. It's a popularity contest. It's not about issues.
Definitely.
That's what our people sadly do. But brother, I wanted to. I didn't want to make this political, so I'm gonna keep it moving. But we're gonna be talking about our top 10 Christmas albums of all time, and you're gonna give I want you to give me your list, and you could, if you want to share it so people can see it, like pictures of the albums. If you wanted to do that, that's fine. Tell me what your top 10 is, starting with number 10.
All right.
Give your reason.
Give reason. Okay, so let's see. For number 10, I will have to give my number 10 spot. And this was a tough one because I think my last 5 of the top 10 were difficult because I already had my top 5 down pat, but the last 5 I really had to pick and choose. And wanted to make this for only the Black artists because, of course, they need their shine all the time. So my number 10, Merry Christmas by Mary J. Blige. And that album came out in 2013. And, one of the reasons why I really appreciate that album is because, Mary, she did keep the sound of it in a more traditional sense, which I appreciate. And now I already enjoy her music and her voice, but dabble in the R&B aspect, especially in the 21st century and 2010s, where music is not at its best, in my opinion. I think I really appreciate what she put forth, especially in the Christmas season. Some of my favorites on here, my favorite things. When You Wish Upon a Star with Chris Botti and Barbra Streisand. I think that was really good. And let's see, which one else? The Christmas Song. And, that's been covered by everyone. I think Mary was one of the first people, one of the first people who actually gave it justice in this century. So, yeah, Merry Christmas is my number
first
10.
Christmas album.
Huh?
This is her first and only Christmas album.
Yeah, her first and only Christmas album. Yeah. And yeah, I'll share my
said
screen.
You like her, but her music and so forth. But do you like her acting on Power?
I don't watch Power. I don't watch Power, to be honest with you. I've heard stuff about it. I'm sorry, what?
I was just catching you off guard.
Oh no, but yeah, I've heard. I've watched the first season. I wasn't that super impressed with the show, to be honest with you. I wasn't that excited over, especially when it went on season after season. It just, for me, I think it just started getting too stereotypical as far as us in the community, like the drug lords and gang related topics. So I just lost interest. And with Mary J, I think I heard that she was portraying a lesbian on the show, which wasn't a surprise to me. But yeah, but I think
that she's a lesbian on the show. that they haven't written to my knowledge, but her son is gay on the show.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But I do enjoy her acting. She had that movie Mudbound, which I thought she was great in. She actually got a Oscar nomination for that. Best Supporting Actress and Best Original Song she did. So, I was happy for her with that. So yeah, I do enjoy her acting as well. So I think she's pretty much all around very well entertainer.
Jalil, would you give me 1 second? I'm being called. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, we're back. I'm back. Jalil, we'll wait for him to come. All right. So number 9, we did number 10. You had Mary J. Blige, and number 9 you have Whitney Houston, One Wish, the holiday album.
Yes, I do.
Right.
Whitney, I love I always love Whitney, and she did a few Christmas songs over the years of her career before she finally made this album. So when I think I first heard it when I was in I think it was like 5th grade. I heard that Whitney album. So yeah, that was a joy. She had her album Just Whitney 2002 before. So you can tell by her voice that it's a bit different than like her stuff in the 80s and 90s, but still, like, it was a very solid album. Let me pull up the track list.
Actually, I got it here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, Little Drummer Boy, that was one of my favorites on there, with Bobby Christina. Yeah, she had a really good voice for her age, and yeah, she was a great addition on there with Whitney. So I think that was my favorite on the album. I'll Be Home for Christmas, another highlight, and Oh Come Emmanuel. I think those are my top 3 from that album alone.
Well, I remember when Whitney, it's not on the album. You got to turn that down on a computer.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I remember when Whitney had, she, of course, did The Preacher's Wife, and there were some tracks that she did, like Joy to the World and Who Could Imagine the King, which was great.
Right.
Yeah, which is actually featured on this album. So it's that's a pretty good song. But and I do see Joy to the World. So yeah, so those are, I guess, some of my favorites from her. But I guess if you want, it's a various artists track. I think the best song she did, Christmas song that I hear played even now, and I think it's from the 80s, is Do You Hear What I Hear? So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've heard that was a lot of people's favorite versions. Do You Hear What I Hear by Whitney Houston. I have a favorite, but yeah, Whitney Houston's is definitely up there. I saw her performances of that, so definitely impressed. But yeah, One Wish, the holiday album, yeah, that was great. And I know some people have a problem. No, not have a problem with the album, but just like with the condition of her voice, they think it wasn't that enjoyable. But regardless, not what Whitney could still sing like from beginning till the last years of her life. So
Right.
it didn't bother me at all. So yeah.
All right. Next, you have number 8. You have James Brown's "Funky Christmas." The Godfather of Soul takes on the holiday. With 17 tracks, some original songs that he had co-wrote with others, and a couple other songs that were some compilations or of other covers of other various work. Tell us why James Brown?
Well, I've heard that Christmas album since I was a kid. My family had it, and they really pretty much played it every Christmas season that they had. And I've heard the songs on the radio. As I got older, I definitely appreciated more. As a kid, you have your own mind of what you like as a kid, especially with like the Disneys and the Nickelodeons and the cartoon and the teens like coming out then. So you kind of have that I get that mindset of when you hear like older music, you don't care really that much. I remember in the car with my parents, they would have the radio station on 102.7 B103. That's pretty much the R&B station in Chicago. So I didn't really pay much attention to it. But as you get older, like in middle school and high school, and you go back to this stuff, it's like you really get in tune to it, and I just appreciate it. Every music they play more and more, and so especially with this James Brown's "Funky Christmas," you just get so into it that they start wondering like what do you know about this? What do you know about this stuff? It's like you played it for me, so I'm just following your taste. So yeah. Of course, Santa Claus Goes Straight to the Ghetto.
That is my favorite Christmas song by James Brown. Santa Claus Goes Straight to the Ghetto. Yeah.
Yeah, hands down.
It's up your reindeer.
To
the ghetto.
I almost question if that was James Brown, because that's not usually his sound of voice. He's usually like yelling and got that energy. Certain songs, but like with this, it's pretty chill and laid back, and I think that's what I like more so about it. It's kind of different with James Brown. So yeah, Santa Claus Goes Straight to the Ghetto. Let's see, Sweet Little Baby Boy. That was a good one. And Please Come Home for Christmas. Yeah, those were my top 3 from that. But yeah, James Brown is just so much energy. Of course, like the funk, Godfather of Soul. So yeah, he put all that he has on that album. So yeah, that is my number 8.
17 tracks, so it's over an hour and 4 minutes of nearly 5 minutes of Christmas music that he did, soulful Christmas music that he put in. And let's see, at number 7, you have The Magic of Christmas by Nat King Cole.
Yes, and that's really one of the more surprising albums that my friends here that I love. Of course, it's Nat King Cole, and it's in the 60s, I believe. But yeah, that was another one of the albums that my family listened to, my grandparents and so on, that they listened to. So every time I'm on Spotify or just in my stash of CDs, I did find that one, Nat King Cole, The Magical Christmas. So I was already really interested in hearing that album. And of course, it's more traditional than the last 3, but it definitely has a jazzy feel to it, which I enjoy the most, especially with Nat King Cole. he did have the Christmas song that got reissued later on, which that comes on a lot on the radio. So that's one of my favorites Christmas songs of all time, hands down. And the one thing I did notice is that when you hear a single off a Christmas album, then I think you'll know that you'll enjoy it. That's the difference with me between Christmas and, you know, regular albums. Like when you have a single for a regular album, you may think it's going to be a good album, but you know, some of it is, some of it's not. But with Christmas albums, when you hear that one single, I think you'll definitely get hooked on the whole album in general. So
that's actually the original, that album cover. I just want to show you what they did. This is a black man singing Christmas songs, and they put the two white kids, it's not a surprise, on there in front of the Christmas tree.
yeah,
Which was, you know, of course, that's the stuff that they did. Now, if you want to find a new version of that, this is actually, I think, the reissue of the album cover, because it's actually called, instead of called The Magic of Christmas, it's called Nat King Cole, a Christmas Song.
I think I saw that on Amazon.
Yeah, well, that's the reissue. That's Natalie Cole's. Let's see, I think. Okay, that's the actual album cover.
Okay, I've seen that. Yeah, definitely seen that.
That's the new album cover.
Glad they did that.
Yeah,
because I was taken aback myself when I saw the original album cover, and like, where's Nat King Cole? But you know, like you said, not surprised that they put
well, yeah, that's
kids.
what they did. And of course, this might have been an even better album cover. I don't know if anyone can see that, but that's Natalie and Nat King Cole in front of the Christmas tree. Rest in peace to both father and daughter.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Love Natalie Cole.
All right, so that was number 7. So now we're on to number 6. You've got Tony Braxton's Snowflakes album. Of course, we like Tony.
Yes.
But tell us why you have Tony there.
Yes. So yeah, love Tony, love the family. I'm pretty much a fan of their reality show, Braxton Family Values, which I in my opinion, I think has run its course, but you know, I still enjoy watching it. But yeah, Tony is one of my favorites. She's one of my favorite voices. So with this album, one thing I did enjoy in particular was her voice on the Christmas songs, especially with Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, and also the Christmas song as well. So yeah, a lot of versions of that. And also the originals, Snowflakes of Love and Santa Please. So yeah, it's a pretty relaxing album. You know, if you want to, you know, sit by the fire, just, like a cup of hot cocoa, listen to music, you just enjoy Toni Braxton, like her, you know, her deep, soft voice. So yeah, I definitely listen to that album pretty much every year for Christmas because she's my favorite. So I'll just instantly pick it up whenever I'm just chilling, relaxing at home. And you know, with Tony's with her feature with Shaggy,
Christmas in Jamaica.
Yeah, that was more upbeat, but yeah, still a great relaxing song that I really love. So yeah, Tony, I mean, she's one of my favorite artists anyway. So yeah, with the Snowflakes album, yeah, she did a good job. And she and her sisters and brother released a Christmas album not long ago. I think it was back in 2016, which I listened to. That was good as well. But I think it was more in the 2010 style of music. I think more, I wouldn't say generic, but it wasn't more so the instrumentals that I enjoy, you know, with songs from back in the day. So yeah, I
Well, we got,
with Tony Snowflake album, yeah, that was a really enjoyable album.
all right. And of course, now you got number 5. We're in Motown territory with the
Yes,
Jackson
we
5
are.
Christmas albums. Of course, there are some tracks on here. You'll hear about my list, my Christmas album list, in the next couple of minutes. One of the albums is on this list actually, so you just got to figure out where it's going to be. But you tell us why you have the Jackson 5. I guess it's no surprise. Michael Jackson and Michael Jackson on lead, and the other brothers take their turns at leading on some songs, particular Jermaine.
Right. But yeah, Jackson 5, Jacksons, the whole Jackson family, I love. Everybody loves, even if they don't want to admit it, they love the Jackson family. So they're pretty much like most of their songs have been on the radio since I was growing up. Santa Claus is Coming to Town, of course, absolute favorite of everybody in Christmas season. I saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus, of course. Everybody loves that. And there was one other one that I think is on the album. Oh yeah, Get Love on Christmas Day. Yeah. So those 3 I pretty much heard growing up, and then I got the album. I bought the album, and like I was immediately obsessed with it. All of them are great on lead, especially Michael's. And then with Give Love on Christmas Day, I'll always appreciate the original. My favorite version is Johnny Gill's version of Give Love on Christmas Day. But yeah, I'll always go back to the original because, that's the first that I've heard of that song. So yeah, I've always appreciated those guys and what they did. And I think that was like their second or third album they did from Motown. So yeah, that was like,
Yeah, well,
yeah, so that was really early in their career.
I think it was their third album because they had, of course, the Diana Ross was the first album, and then it was ABC, if I'm not mistaken. Well, they did. Yeah, I could be wrong exactly in that order, but if you look here, this was their fourth album. They had the third album. It was just entitled Third Album.
Okay.
That you see here, and ABC was second.
Okay.
So I'll Be There was on the third album, and Mama's Pearl. Yeah, so they were tuning out a lot of hits.
Yeah, they did that back in the 60s and 70s. Yeah, album after album after album. So, yeah, it kind of gets lost in the shuffle. Where was this song? Where was this song? But yeah, it's like their fourth album. But yeah, they early on in their career, they did a hell of a job with this Christmas album. So yeah, there was one other song I really enjoy. Oh yeah, Little Drummer Boy. Yeah, I think that was I think my family's favorites. They played that a lot too. Like they rotated constantly. So yeah, I will always love that album and the Jacksons all around.
Okay. Now we have another album too that we wanted to bring up. Give me 1 second. Your other album we have here is The Christmas Card. Temptations, still in the realm of Motown, The Temptations Christmas Card, which is an album also on my list. Or is it? You guys will have to figure out as I go in. But tell us, Jalil, why you picked the Temptations at number 4.
So with the Temptations, actually, you see the first song right there, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I actually sung that in my school choir back in elementary school. So
that version of it?
Yes, that version of it, of course. So, I've sang that so many times that, I just fell in love with it ever since. And so after I heard that, I found out my parents had the album. So I heard it through it all, and like with the other ones, that just became an instant classic in my collection. And of course, Silent Night, which we hear pretty much all the time, every Christmas season. Eddie Kendricks, he's a beast when it comes to those vocals. So yeah, with the Temptations, it's also a very chill, soulful album. I especially like side two, the side two songs, White Christmas as Snow, Silver Bells, and the Christmas song. Each one had their own parts, which I definitely enjoyed growing up. So like when you hear it for years and years, you can't get enough of it. So yeah, because of those two songs, Silent Night and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, I picked up that album and I just could not, I couldn't stop. So yeah, that was definitely a top 5 material, definitely.
Yeah, most definitely. I love the Christmas card as well. Anything that's with the Temptations. Northern Belle says she loves Charlie Wilson's Christmas songs. I don't think Charlie has done a Christmas album. He's done some songs in the past. I know on the Best Man Holiday album, right, he had a few songs, but it would be cool. And I know he's not a good name to toss around, but I don't care. The man can make music. R. Kelly has done some Christmas songs as well too that were featured on that. Christmas Step In, I think, was one which was pretty cool.
Right. And of course his last album he released was a Christmas album. I don't think I've heard it yet. I definitely was going to, just never got to it. But yeah, that was his last album he did release. And fun fact, his song with Celine Dion in 98, I'm Your Angel, was put on her Christmas album, which is one of my favorites too. But yeah, of course we were sticking to the Black R&B artists. But I know a lot of people have that album, Celine's Christmas album, These Are Special Times, because of that R. Kelly song that she had with R. Kelly, I'm Your Angel.
Yeah. And well, I mean, he produced music for a lot of people. I mean, You Are Not Alone is a song he wrote for Michael Jackson.
Exactly.
He did a collab with Lady Gaga and so forth. All of these people, Nick Cannon, he did stuff for. All of these people were associated with him. And, now he's persona non grata. But, they had, when all of this stuff was just going forward, a lot of people knew about it. They still saw it as an opportunity to make money because he was a cash money machine.
Mm-hmm.
There's no secret about that. But let's stay on focus right now because we're going to keep moving.
Okay, no problem.
Christmas interpretations. You got number 3 by Boyz II Men. Yes.
I've been a fan of Boyz II Men since I can remember elementary school. End of the road. I'll Make Love to You, Water Runs Dry, On Bended Knee. I loved it all. So yeah, Boyz II Men, I think I know they are my my number one male group. Some people say boy band. I say male group because they weren't particularly a boy band. Those are more for the pop groups there. But yeah, I've enjoyed Boyz II Men forever. And with this Christmas album, it's no surprise that it was also awesome, especially Let It Snow, another one that's on heavy rotation each year.
Written by Brian McKnight, yes.
Yes, and they actually had an episode on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air where they guest starred on the show singing Let It Snow. So I don't know if it was the episode where I first heard it or on radio, but yeah, that caught my attention and I heard the album. A joyous song. I love Cold December Nights. And let's see if you can scroll down. Do They Know? Yeah, I think those are my highlights on that album. So yeah, I wasn't surprised that Christmas Interpretations was gonna be amazing. So yeah, especially with Boyz II Men being one of my favorites. So it's definitely got number 3 position on my list.
All right. So what's the number 2 on your list right now? Definitely Boys to Men is on my list. Number 2, you have
This is Christmas, Luther Vandross.
This is
And
Christmas, Luther Vandross.
yeah, he had a lot of names for that album. It's been reissued. I don't know how many times, but I had the standard, and I've heard like the reissues, here and there on Spotify. But yeah, Luther Vandross, he's my favorite male vocalist. My dad was definitely into him. He was like nonstop singing Luther Vandross, so that's how I got into him. Dance with My Father was the first album I listened to of him, which my dad brought, and I ended up listening to it. I think I was like 9 years old. So I definitely was into Luther Vandross since then, and with this Christmas album is very traditional, but like soulful at the same time, which I love about Christmas music when I listen to Christmas music. So you can't get away from it. Every year, every Christmas. Great to Richard Marx.
He was a co-writer on the Every Year, Every Christmas track.
Oh, okay.
Apparently with Luther.
Yeah, I listened to his stuff too, but recently he's not really been my favorite. But won't get into that right now. But yeah, so let's see. Every year at Christmas, there was one other. Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. That cover is on radio all the time. The live duet with Shaka Khan. I love Shaka Khan. So yeah, their duet.
Well, that was on the Soul Train Christmas Soul Fest before Luther obviously became sick from his stroke. That's when he sung that with Shaka Khan.
Oh, okay. I need to see that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
well, that's on YouTube, definitely.
And you said that was before his stroke?
Yeah, well, it would have to be before his stroke, because after his stroke he wasn't performing or anything like that. And
okay. Didn't see him since then, except for that interview with Oprah. So yeah, I knew he stopped performing right after that stroke.
Right. And it's been reissued multiple times. So you see the classic Christmas album, that's the reissue. It has the Christmas song. He recorded that song for the Special Olympics back in 1992, if I'm not mistaken, of that version of it. And it's actually a pretty great version of that song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so yeah, with each reissue, I think that's what helped it go platinum. I think probably that's one of the few platinum Christmas albums. So definitely on the top list of all-time Christmas classics. So yeah, it had to be number 2 on my list, because you can't get away from Luther's voice. I mean, that man can. Oh God, if he was still living today, he would be still out singing everyone, him and the rest of them. So. And yeah, he's definitely missed. Definitely.
All right, I think most definitely he is certainly missed. Now, of course, I think we know what number 1 is going to be. Your number 1 is, of course, Mimi.
Yes.
Mariah Carey, and she is one of the hottest selling Christmas singles, best selling singles of all time, not just Christmas. All I Want for Christmas Is You. But you tell us why you put her at number 1.
So I think everyone from here and there, friends, family, know that I'm Mariah's biggest fan, number 1. Sorry, y'all, but she is. So yeah, with everything Mariah related, I think you can't get tired of her. So with the Merry Christmas album, of course, she's now dubbed the Queen of Christmas, and obviously so. And when I was getting into Mariah Carey, since I was 8 or 9, second, third grade. Fun fact: my first attention to Mariah Carey was actually on, if you remember that Disney Channel show, The Proud Family, and she guest starred on that show, and I really did not know her at that point in time. I know I heard that song with Busta Rhymes, "I Know What You Want," but I didn't recognize it was her. And so, as years went on, she had that comeback, with the Emancipation of Mimi album, We Blonde Together as the big song. And so after I heard that album, heard that song, I was just hooked. I was like, I'm done. Like I'm her number one fan, hands down. I've heard album after album after album since then. And with the Merry Christmas album, you can tell why she's Queen of Christmas. It's so traditional, yet it still has that R&B. So not as soulful, but still her voice alone, I believe it has soul where you can actually get hooked on an album such as this with all the traditional Christmas songs. All I Want for Christmas Is You. I mean, that's pretty much been the number one holiday song since the beginning of time. And she has one song on there, Jesus Born on This Day, which is also one of my favorites. I know like pretty much a lot of churches sing that. That's an original from her. So I know like almost every church sings that. My grandma's church sings that as well. And songs like Miss You Most at Christmas Time, Christmas Baby Please Come Home, that songs that she's wrote. She wrote like many songs on this album and her second Christmas album, which I almost did put on the list because that's actually more R&B, but like the first one will always be my favorite. So like, no, I had to put this as my number one. So yeah, one is Mariah Carey herself, and two is just Christmas music that I enjoy all the time. So I mean, you can't not put it number one on my list. So
Okay. All right, well, that was a hell of an interesting list there. You have Mariah Carey, you heard it from Jalil, 1814, he has it at number one. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for.
All right.
You guys are wondering what my top 10 Christmas album list is, and I will present that to you right now. First and foremost, my number 10 album of all time, Christmas album. This has to be there. That is the South Soul Orchestra Christmas Jobbers. Now, back in the 70s, they have the orchestra, the South Soul Orchestra, which was conducted by Vincent Montana, who was part of Mother, Father, Sister, and Brother, which was the Philadelphia Soul. The background of a lot of Philadelphia soul music, Philly soul, as they called it. And my father had this album. This album that I found when I was around 10 years old. I never really had it, but I used to play it all the time. And they have a great Christmas medley of songs like Joy to the World, and as you can see, Deck the Halls, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, the Christmas song, White Christmas, all the classics. But of course, he's actually got one of the songs that he has on there that he wrote originally was called Merry Christmas All, which was sung by his daughter, Denise Montana. And for years, I thought that was a black person singing that, but apparently she was white. But I enjoyed it nonetheless. And it actually was a pretty great album. They had some children's song, There's Someone Who's Knocking. So it's actually considered, it became the best selling holiday album of 1976 and 1977, which was very interesting. So that was my number 10 album. Now, my number 9 album is one written by Brian McKnight, not the Bethlehem album, but it's one that he did it's one he did recently. This is not the album I'm looking for. That's his debut album. But no, it's actually I'll Be Home for Christmas. This was released in 2008. Uh, I like R&B album. That's why I wanted to do this list for everyone. And Brian
Exactly.
McKnight, of course, is one of the top R&B artists of all time. An outstanding songwriter and
Of
musician.
course. Of
And
course.
if you listen to his tracks, "I'll Be Home for Christmas" and "The Christmas Song," it really puts you in the mood. He also has a jazzy version of "Let It Snow" that features his two sons, Brian and Nicholas McKnight. So I enjoyed.
Yeah, I did hear that version too. Definitely enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one, and you guys would enjoy that one. So you all should check that out. The other thing I liked too on this track was he had uh, a couple of songs that he co-wrote, that he wrote, and he did a feature with Vince Gill, a country singer, called "Christmas You and Me," which is a pretty good song. I like when people can be original. He also features Take Six, the famous a cappella gospel sextet that was very popular in the 90s. So I enjoyed that as well. My number eight list, my number eight Christmas album on here was one we just talked about, the Boys to Men Christmas Interpretations. Uh, I am a fan of Boys to Men. I like R&B music that is smooth, and of course, these brothers represented coolness and smoothness in the early and mid '90s. They were very
Yeah.
hot. They were hot back then before the quartet. So I enjoyed their versions of Silent Night, that intro that they did, as well as Let It Snow
Of
with
course.
Brian McKnight, and that they did, I thought was great. And Cold December Nights was even better song that they did. Doesn't get a lot of play, but Cold December Nights is a smooth R&B classic. Now,
Yeah.
number 7. I gotta put this brother up here because you mentioned Tony Braxton, but we
Okay.
gotta mention Tony's mentor,
Of course.
and that has to be, of course, you know who I'm talking about. That's Babyface, A Christmas with
Babyface.
Babyface. Uh, I enjoyed that album. He has 10, of course, cover versions on it, on that on there, of all of the songs. At least 10 cover versions of Christmas standards like "Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer," "The Christmas Song," "I'll Be Home for Christmas," uh, and
Silent Night.
countless
Yeah.
others. Well,
Yeah.
Silent Night, his version of Silent Night is actually a very gospel-y version, with the organ and for hit combined with his vocals. It makes it for powerful listening and puts you in the mood. Want you to give glory. Uh,
Exactly. I did hear that album. I haven't heard that in a while, so yeah, I definitely forgot about that album. I definitely have to hear that again. But yeah, I know I did enjoy that Christmas album from Babyface, and like you can't get enough of Babyface. Like you said, he men of Tony. He's one of the best songwriters, if not the best. Definitely my top 5 best songwriters of all time. So
There's and a featured track on there that I think he wrote called "You Were There" is something that I love as well. Uh, Smooth listening. So that's played throughout the house, especially when my mom will be cooking Christmas dinner, like Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, when we get ready to warm the food up. We will be playing that. So I enjoyed that nonetheless. So at number 6, I have something you guys probably never even thought of, but that is a Stax Christmas album. Now, if you know anything about Stax Records, uh, Stax, of course, had was a soul, was basically specialized in Memphis soul and Southern soul music, with artists such as Isaac Hayes, Otis Redding, have Booker T and the MGs. Colin, Rufus Thomas, a host of others that I can't mention right now. That's coming to my mind. But of course, Isaac Hayes was the one after Otis Redding passed away that kept that tried to keep the company going. And on the album, now you see the Stax Records logo there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to actually pull up the actual album. Now, it wasn't a compilation album, which is what I wasn't going to do because compilation albums, I'm looking for. I wasn't looking for something like Time Life, Treasury of Christmas, but most of the tracks that are on here are original songs, and that was the actual CD, Christmas in Soulsville. So I enjoyed listening to that. My favorite version on the song, Merry Christmas Baby by Otis Redding is on here. As well as my favorite song on that album is Santa Claus Wants Some Lovin' by Albert King. And I can't play it. I wish I could because YouTube will try to put a copyright strike on me. But that's one of my favorites. Now, at number 5, of course, we talked about this earlier. I had the Jackson 5 Christmas album on there. And I had to have that on there because obviously we have Michael Jackson singing lead on most, if not all, the songs. But also on this version of Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, you sung Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer when you were in 6th grade. I was singing this actually throughout every grade, but for 5th grade, we had to actually sing this song, and we did the version of "We Wish You Wish You a Merry Christmas," the Jackson 5 version. The Jackson 5. Na, 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 na.
Yes.
So
love it.
Corpus Christi Choir. Na, 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 na. Merry Christmas. Ooh, and a groovy New Year. Of course, I love Santa Claus is Coming to Town. I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus, which is still played. Those 2 tracks are played continuously on radio stations such as Magic 101.9 here in New Orleans. Those of you are familiar with that, as well as in Baton Rouge 96.1 The River, they play it as well. So I enjoy that. Number 4, I have Luther Vandross, This Is Christmas. The Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas is one of the most beautiful versions of that song.
Absolutely.
And
they play that, like I said, they played it every year. Now 102.7, V103 every year. Honestly, that's pretty much where I've heard every single song that I mentioned as one of my favorites. They play pretty much every year. So yeah, with radio stations like that, they're really important in my opinion, because it really educates like what these songs were and how much impact they had, and how we can actually have it again. If we get ourselves adjusted.
Let me add to this too. You're right on that. The Mistletoe Jam is one of the main reasons why I put this on here. It wasn't a sad type of Christmas album. It was a moving Christmas album with songs like "I Listen to the Bells" and
"Darling Love."
With "Darling Love." But the Mistletoe Jam is something that we would play and dance to in my household. Every time my aunts and my mother would get together and get on the dance floor. So those were always great. At number 3,
here we go. That's the bronze.
This was hard because I had a mixture. The group is there, but of course, I have the Temptations, Christmas Card, and Give Love at Christmas, are basically the best of the Temptations Christmas.
Okay.
Now, the Give Love at Christmas that you didn't mention, of course, you mentioned Silent Night, which was featured on the Christmas card with Eddie Kendricks, but the version everyone is familiar with on R&B stations is, of course, from the 1980 album "Give Love at Christmas,"
That's
which
right.
which features practically all three singers: Dennis Edwards, Glenn Leonard, who sang falsetto, and Melvin Franklin, who was the bass singer, or Blue as he was called, and where he says "Merry Christmas" from the Temptations, which is probably the best version, one of some of the best version of Silent Night. Anybody
Right.
was here?
I've seen a recent meme of that recently, where they think the beginning lyrics are Silent Night, but it's actually the Temptations version. So I mean, that's what every Black family knows, pretty much the Temptations version of Silent Night. And yeah, so
Yeah,
I just saw a meme of that recently, which was funny.
but yeah, that's correct. I also like This Christmas by their version of it that features Dennis doing Donny Hathaway's song, but also Give Love on Christmas Day. I thought this was the best version, even better than the Jackson 5 version. It's very powerful lyrics, vocals from Glenn Leonard and Dennis Edwards. And of course, their version of the Christmas song is actually one of my favorites. It would be, if I have top 5 versions of that, it's certainly around number 2, or I think number 2, because number 1 would be Nat King Cole, and number 3
Right.
would have to be Johnny Mathis's version of it.
I
But
know that one too, yeah.
yeah, those are my favorites. And of course, now I combined it also with the Christmas card with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, their versions of that song, and Santa Claus is Coming to Town. But I also like the Let It Snow jazz version that they did on the Christmas album.
Mm-hmm.
And the little drum, and of course the Little Drummer Boy they did on Give Love at Christmas was very upbeat. Number 2, I have Mariah Carey's Merry Christmas album. Of course, you have to give honorable mention to Mariah, because when you have a song like "All I Want for Christmas Is You" and it keeps topping the charts even 20 years after it was made, it means you've done something right. The album has gone 6 times platinum,
Yeah.
according to the Recording Industry Association of America, and it's still number 1 Christmas album this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. Now you have Spotify and every other units. They say it could go diamond in a few years. So yeah,
well, just possibility it will.
Yeah. So yeah, with that, and plus of course the All for Christmas combined with that, yeah. I mean, it's no doubt that it's going to keep on selling each year it goes. And recently now she has a song out coming tomorrow with Jennifer Hudson and Ariana Grande. So it's no doubt that that's gonna hit number 1 of the holidays charts as well. So yeah, I mean she's
this must be coming from her Christmas special that's going to be this week.
Tomorrow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, Mariah. Yeah, well, I like "All I Want for Christmas Is You," but also her versions of "Christmas Baby Please Come Home," "Joy to the World,"
right.
"Santa Claus is Coming to Town" was always great, and
speaking of that, Santa Claus Coming to Town, I like that version, but she actually did an anniversary mix, which is a remake, a cover of the Jackson 5's original Santa Claus is Coming to Town, their version. So yeah, I actually like the anniversary mix more than on the album because of the Jackson 5. But yeah, just a little fun fact there.
Yeah, I remember that one. Because I had the deluxe CD and DVD where they shot the music videos and so forth. And she tried to make "All I Want for Christmas Is You" just like "Baby Please Come Home," that Phil Spector version. Now, of course, my number 1 album, I have to give it to Nat King Cole, "The Magic of Christmas." Reason why I gave it the number 1 spot, because of the historical significance of the song. Just that song, "Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire," no one starts their Christmas really until Nat King Cole comes on. And that song being the first, as I stated earlier, the first song introduced by a black man, a holiday song that opened the door for others to actually pave the way. And songs like "Swing Sweet" and "Cradle in Bethlehem," which was an original song, "O Tannenbaum," where I learned German just from that song, things of that nature. I credit Nat King Cole, so that's
Yeah,
why I put that up there, and that was my so that is my top 10 Christmas albums of all time. Now
love
I
it,
need to
love
give
it.
honorable. Now I want to give honorable mention to Ray Charles. Ray Charles had a Christmas album in 1985 called "The Spirit of Christmas."
I
That was
remember
on.
that.
Yeah, "The Spirit of Christmas" was on there. Of course, Ray Charles is. It was shot in '85, and his versions of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Santa Claus is coming to town, but mostly the Little Drummer Boy uh, was actually one of my favorites, and also he has a version of uh, Brooke Benton's "This Time of the Year." Most people who may have not heard that song before, uh, but that is actually one of my favorites. And of course, "Baby It's Cold Outside" uh,
Oh yeah.
was a version that's everyone's familiar from a different world. I love that one.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
Yes, and another honorable mention before I go is to the God, Miss Aretha Franklin, the Queen of Soul.
No doubt.
Yeah, she had one of her final albums was called "This Christmas" that was sold exclusively at Borders.
Right.
Uh,
2008, I believe. Yeah.
yeah, this is it here.
Hmm. Yeah. I guess I can give one honorable mention out to Ella Fitzgerald's Christmas. Yeah. I mentioned earlier how I specifically loved the jazzy feel of Christmas music. And yeah, Ella Fitzgerald's it was it was just so relaxing to listen to. Her version of "Hark the Herald Angels Sings," "Oh Holy Night," and the first Noel. Like no, you can't you can't hate such an album like that. Yeah, so props to Ella Fitzgerald for that as well.
Yes, and this album, Aretha's album, peaked at number 102 on the Billboard 200 in '09. It was when it was reissued. I would also like to point out that "Spirit of Christmas" album, one of Ray Charles's songs is featured on there, is featured and played all the time on Christmas Vacation, called "The Spirit of Christmas," which is a very powerful song. So I love
Yeah.
hearing that. Yeah. So Jaleel, we did it.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. This was fun. Yeah, I definitely have some new albums from you that I'll definitely be listening to. Vincent and the Stax Record album. So yeah, I'll definitely give those a listen to.
All right. Yeah, you do that. And you guys, thank y'all for tuning in. If
Thank
you
you.
could, everyone subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Also donate if you can to the Cash App, Gavin Richard, Esquire, GooglePay, gavin.forever@gmail.com. Also follow Jaleel on Twitter at R&B Forever 1814. That's his Twitter handle.
All
Uh,
right. Thank you for having me on. Thank you. I definitely appreciate it. I want to be on for a while. I definitely am number one supporter of your channel. Part of this new Black media that I've definitely been hooked to. And I want to thank you and everybody else along with you for the ride that we're going. So yeah, definitely, you're much appreciated. Definitely.
All right, it's no problem, guys. And this has been my top 10 Christmas albums and Jaleel's top 10 Christmas albums. We finished under 2 hours with everything. I want to give a special thanks to the Matthews brothers, Gerry and Charles Matthews, who came on. Shout out to them and their family. And shout out to you all who are watching, and Bishop Scott and Tim McClure. I see greetings, Brother Gavin. What's up, Tim? Antoine Fulton, up with you all. Uh, I had to mention the Silent Night version because I know Miss Elliot Kaiser was wondering how you do not mention. She asked you specifically, how can you not mention Silent Night by the Temptations? And she was referring to your Christmas card, I guess, version of
Oh,
it.
I thought I did. I thought.
Well, you didn't refer to that, but I covered it in my albums because there are two different versions that the Temptations did. So you
Okay.
thinking about the Christmas album, yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Yeah, because that's definitely a classic right there. Silent Night by the Temptations.
Most definitely. Well, all right, guys. That has been it for me. I got to get ready to go back to work and do some things. This has been another edition of Gavin Richard Presents here on channel GBoo2786, Facebook, Gavin Richard, YouTube, Gavin Richard, and on Periscope, Gav M Rich 2786. You guys follow me. I'll holla. Thank you. Please subscribe to this channel and Merry Christmas. We may do another one again with if someone else wants to share any Christmas stories that they have, we might feature that. But Merry Christmas, guys, and y'all take it easy.
Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Merry Christmas, Jalil. Season's
Thank you.
greetings, everyone. All right.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Bye.